Hey everyone, this is Taimur Khan from Drchrono with Jake from D.R.E.A.M. We'll be presenting in just a few minutes. I think when we get a little bit more, a bit of a larger audience. So just hang tight. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for joining the webinar, co-hosted by Drchrono here and D.R.E.A.M. My name is again Taimur, responsible for business development and API product management, and we have Jake, who's our VP of Sales over at D.R.E.A.M. I wanted to introduce D.R.E.A.M as a company and a partner of ours, a new partner to the drchrono.com/apps page. As you can see, all of our partners listed there, but really excited about this integration. What D.R.E.A.M is doing and what they're capable of is quite unique in the space, especially for the amount of functionality they provide with the price they offer. So a lot of you have been reaching out to us asking for analytics tools or data validation tools, things like that are basically getting us being able to sort of take a look at your accounts data, your practices data, and turn that into actionable insight. Problem is, in our system, there's obviously a limited amount of web pages we can present, and everyone has a different way that they want to show their data or present it. What D.R.E.A.M is capable of doing is taking all the data from our API for your specific account and presenting it in a manner that makes the most sense for you and your team, so that you can use that analytics to make your practice more efficient, to turn it into actionable insight, and do with it what you will. So I'll let the D.R.E.A.M team, they've been actually working with us for quite some time, and I've gotten an integration off the ground that is already being used at a number of our facilities. And this is a chance for you guys to learn about what they do, ask questions, and hopefully sign up. So with that, I'll toss it over to Jake and let him continue with the presentation.
Yes, thanks so much. Yeah, and just as kind of one housekeeping item, in addition to that, don't forget, if you're in the live audience and you have a question as I go through, to go ahead and chat in your question. I'd be more than happy to answer that. But to get started today, as Taimur said, we've been, as a group, as an organization, we've been around for a while, and we've said, hey, we don't really want to get lured into a vertical, but we've been pulled into this, where we've heard the request from a number of your colleagues about wanting more advanced analytics, but without having to hire someone who runs analytics and is a BI specialist, so to speak. And so that's kind of what D.R.E.A.M does. We help you to turn your data into actionable insights. And so here's kind of our theme: data rules everything around me. It comes from a knockoff from an early 1990s rap song that says "Cash rules everything around me." We figure into today's economy of business, data is what's helping new companies or even companies that have been around for a while make their true mark and change and to be more efficient. So whatever your dream is with data, whether that means you want to be able to serve more patients, help those patients a little bit better, whether it means you as a physician or as an administrator want to spend a little bit more time with your family and less time doing reports and understanding, whatever that means, whatever your dream with data is, we want to help you accomplish that. So here's a little bit of the change that's happened. You might think of this internally, hey, I went from thousands or tens of thousands of manila folders stacked in my back office to digital, to on-premise solutions, and now I'm moving to great solutions like Drchrono that's a cloud-based solution. We've seen that exact same pattern happen from starting in 1985 when the first businesses were starting to get digitalized all the way till today, and when we have 20 different cloud applications. What this might mean for a doctor's office is Yelp for reviews or Google for reviews, ZocDoc, Drchrono, maybe even getting into some QuickBooks, Google Analytics, social media, and connecting all of those different cloud applications to see a holistic view of what's gone on in your business. That's how today's economy has changed a little bit from us. And everyone wants to take advantage of that data. That's the common thread that we see. But as you see here, in addition to this stat that you see on your screen, we want to have data. We want to have better business data, but for multiple reasons like we talked about at the start. But we're having a hard time when we're in the weeds of the day-to-day operations to step back and to see what needs to be done. How and where we can improve are two big questions that we should ask ourselves often, but we might not be able to very often. So to illustrate this, there's a little story for you. This is a childhood hero of mine. Some of you might remember him. His name's Dell Murphy. If you watched baseball in the 80s at all, you probably remember him because the Turner Network was one of the only stations that would broadcast every single of an MLB team, which were the Braves. His son actually works here at D.R.E.A.M and is one of our best sales guys. But to illustrate this story a little bit further, Dell Murphy, he had a fantastic career. He's a 2-time NL MVP, a 5-time Golden Glove winner, a 4-time Silver Slug Award winner, and you can see the rest of those. The other one I want to highlight is 398 career home runs. That's a decent amount of home runs. But for those stats, for someone that's a back-to-back MVP, there's no other person that has those same accolades that's not in the Hall of Fame, except for Dell Murphy. He's not in the Hall of Fame. And why? The first question is, why is he not in the Hall of Fame? Well, that one that we highlighted, he had 398 career home runs. So if he had 2 more home runs, many of the experts said, hey, he would have been a first ballot Hall of Famer, or for sure in the Hall of Fame. That I'm sure that he's thought about that 100 different times. And so what would be done differently? Had he known that was what was going to be the outcome? Could have he played through a few more injuries? Could have he had a few more aggressive at-bats? What would have been some of the changes that he would have made? And think of this in relation to your business. What could you do differently that's going to improve the long-term outcome of your career? Like I said, that could be, hey, did I get to spend more time with my family? Did I get to save more patients from suffering or from illness or health in the way that I went to school for, or run a more efficient business, a more profitable business that I can then go serve my community? Whatever it is, holistic or efficiency-wise, those are the things that we want to help you to accomplish. And here we're in a tech company, right? And one of the biggest things that people talk about is culture and how you can create a cool culture and people want to work there. But I think that what's common across every industry is what makes a good culture is winning. And again, winning means a lot of different things. And we want to help you to accomplish those. So this is like the 5 main points of our platform, which is, hey, we want to make it simple so you don't have to be an analyst to run business intelligence. We want it accessible by everyone, administration and physicians, actionable and unique, affordable solution, and automated reporting so you don't have to spend time doing that. So we're going to jump into our platform, how we connect Drchrono directly into D.R.E.A.M along with those other integrations that we talked about. Here will be some of the metrics that we'll go over, everything from appointments to finance to patient satisfaction, reviews, NPS, repeat customers. we'll look into all of these a little bit more here. So I'm going to jump into the platform. We'll give it one. Sorry, I should have had that up. So we have here the Grow platform. Over here on the left, you'll see this dashboard, which is the Drchrono dashboard, and I have a bunch of different metrics on it. Everything from revenue metrics to appointment metrics. This is all coming from the Drchrono API. But if I want to have more dashboards than that, I can click over here on the left-hand side. I can choose any of my dashboards if I want to have a marketing one, if I'm big into marketing or big into finance or big into customer satisfaction, I can go throughout all of those. And I'll show you how that works here a little bit more. Let's actually get into the data. So Grow does 5 main things again. It helps you to automate all of your reporting. It helps you to aggregate all of your different data sources. Helps you then to visualize that data, so that then you can engage the team and explore those metrics and answer the questions, how do I get a little bit better? So to do that, let's take the engage and explore first. The engage is really interesting piece to me. There's 2 ways that a lot of our customers use this to engage. Either they'll have their mobile app up, and they'll be on the run, they'll be moving from office to office, or they'll be traveling for speaking engagements, and they'll want to see what's going on with their data. So they'll be able to look at our native mobile application. A lot of other customers from administration side will throw it up on a TV. They'll have this up in TV mode, always updating in real time. For us, this has done some fantastic things. I'm sure it can for you as well, where it aligns all departments together. Everyone's looking at and focusing on the same core metrics that are going to help the business to grow and to be more effective. Then we want to explore the data. We want to look at it a little bit further. So here I have a daily appointments metric. I have a column and a line, count of visits versus the cumulative. The cumulative is just adding up over time, how many visits I've seen for that given period. So for this period from February 22nd to March 2nd, it says this doctor has 157 appointments. And now I want to look at them a little bit further. Maybe I don't care about the cumulative. I can turn that off, or I want to look at them in different time frames. I can look at quarter, month, week, day, or I want to look at them maybe by reason that they're coming in. So I'm going to click on the reason over here on the left-hand side, and this is where I can filter my data. So I'm going to click on equals, and then I want to look at everybody that came in for a first-time visit maybe. So let's see everything that says anything with first time. So first time, new patient initial visit, let's see, another initial visit. So then there's a few things that I can learn from my data just by selecting it. It's like, hey, I have a few different markings that are meaning the same thing for me, which is first time and initial visit or a new patient. But I'll click OK on that, and I'll hit Add, and that will change my chart for me. So now I can see during the same period how many of those appointments I took were new visits, so I can say, hey, is my business growing? And then I want to see this a little bit further. So let me click on this in this week. I'll click on that portion of the graph, and it's going to change. And I'll be able to see the idea of the patient that came in. Really important for HIPAA, we follow those same policies and have the IDs there for the patient, so we're never displaying any patient information inside of here, because I know that's probably going to be a common question. The reason why they came in, which we filtered by new patient, if I take those off, though, let's take those new patients off, and then I'm going to have a reason for all of them. Unspecified back pain, baby checkup, general visit, how long they lasted, the duration, when the last bill date, the billing status of those. And then we can go through these individual metrics one by one, and we can look at them a little bit further. So if I want to look at the appointments by revenue, I can just go say by doctor, appointments and how much revenue that they're bringing in. We can go through all of these metrics one by one. The really important thing is these metrics are sample metrics, meaning they may or may not be applicable to your business. As Timer said at the start of this phone call, is every business is a little bit different. Even from one practice to the next, you might do things just a tad bit different and want to look at metric a little bit differently than the person next to you or the person down the road. So you have the ability to then fully customize all of these, whether that's shape, size, or color, or actually the data that's explained on them. So here I have an appointment by status, how many of them are complete, rescheduled, in session. Maybe I don't care about the in session ones. I can just turn that off and it will automatically change my chart for me and dive these a little bit further. So that's kind of the front end of it and how we explore that data. Now, to really connect the data and to do some really awesome things on the back end and show you how easy it is, I want to show you that. So if I click on here and add metric, we have this huge library of integrations. Now, the reason why we have this webinar is Drchrono is probably your most important integration. You're wanting to get most of your data from there. But hey, there may be other things. I know from some doctor practices, they want to look at reviews, whether they're Google or Yelp or ZocDoc, or whether they want their social media to be brought into Grow, or they want to connect their Google Analytics from a marketing perspective. You can bring all of those together here inside of this platform. So here's a list of all of our data integrations. I'll kind of scroll through them, and we'll get to the Drchrono one first. So I'll just type it in, and we'll type in Drchrono. So I can click on Drchrono, and then I have a list of all of these pre-built metrics. These are our most common metrics that that our other clients are using, that have kind of pulled us into this. Whether they range from podiatry to pediatrician to family care to emergency care. Or kind of outpatient surgery. There's a bunch of different reasons that customers are using us, and here's a bunch of the pre-builts. Now, I have this custom metric, so here's where I'll build out the custom metric. If you want to see how that works, we'll take you through that at kind of a later date and show you exactly how those works. But if you just click on it, you'll be able to select all of those reports and exactly how you want to bring them back. Actually, since we're here, let's just connect to it. We'll hit connect, and we'll bring back the data for the past 30 days. So then, sorry, I hit cancel on that, and I'm going to show you this on another one as well. Sorry, just one second. I'm used to my computer where I don't actually have to click to do this, and so sometimes I hit it. But let's say the next thing I want to do is I want to connect my social media and my Google Analytics. So I'll click on Google Analytics. I'll go ahead and I'll hit plus to this, and I'll be able to connect a new account. To connect my account, I just have to put in my username and my password, and I'm able to do that. And the same thing exists here, which is a bunch of different pre-built metrics and the ability to build a custom metric that's exactly what you want for your business. Kind of a cool value add on the Google Analytics section, if you ever got really advanced here, is you get what you get from what you would pay Google for, about $10,000 a year inside of Grow at no additional cost, because our platform is built for advanced analytics for easy users. So that's Google Analytics. We can get rid of that, and we can kind of show you all of ours. You can mash up data from multiple different data sources here. So kind of the value add is, hey, I want to see new patients as it relates to my Google Analytics. I can look at site visitors from Google Analytics, as well as it compares to new appointments from Drchrono, and I can mash those up on one metric, and I can see exactly what I want. And then the last piece I wanted to show you today, and we're going to keep it high level because there's 100 other things that we could go into as far as details go. And so if you're interested, we'll be able to take you through a more in-depth demo. I just want to be high level. Is you can assign different users access to these dashboards. So we're not on the Drchrono one anymore. We got on an investor one, which is fine. So we have a bunch of different, well as finance, but I can assign a different user access to this as I can to maybe the marketing dashboard versus the finance dashboard. Maybe I have my billing person, I have a billing dashboard built out exactly for them, so that when they log in, they can see, hey, this is how many overdue payments I have. This is how many are out 120 days versus out 60 days. There's a ton of different options for you to build and to run those metrics exactly how you want them. So while I finish this up, if you guys have any questions, please type them in, and I'll answer them. I just want to go through more piece here. So to kind of wrap this up, we want you to, again, to gain your competitive advantage and win. Think about what, I need to put this into full screen mode. I'm being told by my friend here with me. So we want you to, again, gain your competitive advantage and win. So the huge value that our other customers are seeing is this, is, hey, I'm spending so much time on reporting, or the converse of that, if you're in the other situation, is I just don't know what's going on because I'm I have no idea where I should improve and where my maybe deficiencies are. And so that's where Grow can help you take either of those sides. So we'll take questions here for a second. And if you guys have any other questions for me specifically that you don't want to ask here, my email is jake@grow.com to talk a little bit about pricing, which is one of the questions that came in. So Grow is offering you 50% off your implementation. So we give everybody a proof of concept phase where they can come in and we can work with them to make sure this is going to be the right solution for them. That requires an implementation, but we knock that in half for anybody that has joined this webinar today. So a question that we have, Amy, can grow grab fields within the provider's notes? Example, grab labs, tests, medications, or other fields present in the clinical notes. Let me look at this real quick. So yes, the fields are available, and we can pull those in through the API and mark those. You would probably want to put those in more of a table format so you can see a physician that wrote the note or whoever was seeing the note and then what the note said. So you'll be able to do that. Yeah, and so one kind of additional note on that is, on notes, I guess, is they can be a little bit tricky because they're entered front and they're not entered as like a value. So the way that you would display them would be a little bit more tricky than just typical graphical information, but it definitely can happen. And just to make sure like there's data consistency between the notes, there would be some, probably from your side, you'd want to get some training. Let's see if there's any more questions coming in. So another question came in is, hey, if we have multiple instances of Drchrono, we have this must be an administrator that wants to see different locations. They have different instances. Yeah, you can pull those together and put them on one dashboard. You don't have to have separate dashboards. They can be mixed together. You can have separate ones, and then you can aggregate the data from both of them together so that you can see an overview from all of your locations if you have multi-locations there. Great. Well, that's all of our questions. We will be following up with an email to all of you with this recorded webinar, as well as an invitation to, if you want to get more information from Grow, if you want to see a more in-depth demo, we will be sending that out, and you can respond to that. It will be coming from us here at Grow. There'll be a link for you to click on to get more information, as well as to act. This was a really quick high-level overview, and that's how we intended it, was just to make sure that you had the information enough to know exactly what Grow did and see if it can help your business, so that we can all move forward together. We're excited about this partnership. We think that Drchrono has been awesome to work with, and we want to continue to make sure that all of their customers are as successful as they need to be. So thank you so much again for attending, and we look forward to sharing with you soon.